You don't expect people to win 3 straight, and he's on the brink of doing so. But Kaldi wants to close out this match. One of them's got to win, and my favorite, one of them's got to lose tonight. We're going to get into a 5th and final deciding game with Kaldi versus Powder. It's a team fight as well, so one of them is going down and going to be able to rub it in the other one's face.
Yeah, neither guy wants to win this one, but you got to believe Kaldi least of all. And look, we're getting another mirror match here, but not the same decks.
Yeah, Kaldi, whenever his back is against the wall, just players in general when their back's against the wall, love to go to their roots of what made them a successful player. And for Kaldi, that's control.
Yeah, you got to go to your comfort zone. You feel like you're going to play your best game possible no matter what happens. And he kept the big game hunter.
He expects Powder to be bringing handlock, and this could end disastrously for him. And Kaldi cannot be comfortable seeing that turn 1 and shakes his head knowing like, all right, I'm fighting from behind, but what a pickup right off the bat. Hellfire can easily crack this game open.
Yeah, because Powder's hand, not the best right now.
Honestly,
I will say, I think I love life tap here since his hand is not amazing.
This is kind of a blessing in disguise for Powder. The fact that he can't overcommit to the board early, it means he's protected from Hellfire.
Yeah, I mean, you still want to get on the board and get going. You'd rather just be able to scale the entire game because that's what this deck does best. But Haunted Creeper, good addition here. He's going to be a Haunted Creeper and Abusive Sergeant this turn. You know, sticky minions, that's where you want to be against decks that have like Hellfire and AoE effects.
Honestly, I think he's going to hold on to this Abusive Sergeant for turn 4 if he plays a Haunted Creeper because he wants to get the Void Terror and he wants to get max value out of it. But I actually like the play here. A 4/6 is not easy for Kaldi to deal with.
Yeah, it's really hard for the Handlock deck, to deal with. He can, use Ironbeak Owl plus Dark Bomb here if he wants to. He picked up a second Ironbeak Owl here, so there's a chance he does that just as a tempo play because this is a lot of stuff to deal with here. This is a big threat.
Yeah, I think Ironbeak Owl is going to sit on the board by himself. Kaldi needs to get this Mountain Giant in play and then follow up on that one. And this is the kind of turn I think that he was really not looking for. If he doesn't juggle this Owl and doesn't trade, this could be a nightmare.
Oh no. Oh, I say. Smartly for Powder, though, he does take out the Owl.
Yeah, it's so important to be doing that. And Kaldi in this spot, he knows that Powder doesn't have an Nerubian Egg. Why wouldn't he have played the egg before he played the Void Terror?
Yeah, no, he's trying to decide this turn. Do I Hellfire or do I develop a Mountain Giant?
Honestly, at this pace, I feel like the Hellfire is probably a little bit better. Knife Juggler is so scary to leave on board. I also don't mind just using Dark Bomb and then Ironbeak Owl on the Haunted Creeper, but that's his second Owl at this point. So then after that, Nerubian Egg's turned on forever.
Yeah, things like Void Caller become harder to deal with as well. Ironbeak Owl just is so overworked in this matchup.
This is a tough turn for Kaldi.
Yeah, he's going to take it. You know what? I fully expect him to take a lot of time here, and why not? This turn is very difficult.
Yeah, I think Life Tap is probably going to end up being his first option. If he picks up Mortal Coil, suddenly his turn looks beautiful. And even if he doesn't pick up Mortal Coil, he's still got Dark Bomb on the Knife Juggler, and then follow up with a Mountain Giant next turn.
So many possibilities.
It looks
He's
like
going to favor Hellfire, yep.
Yeah, he's just going to go with the safe play here.
Yeah, safe play is exactly what this is at this point. And Powder, this hand is looking kind of ugly. If he gets to the later stages, I think he's going to feel comfortable. But this board is, again, it's getting kind of gritty at this point. Still saving on the Abusive Sergeant. I actually like that he's being so patient with this because he understands that at some point he's going to have to push through taunts.
Yeah, he's going to have to push through stuff like Sludge Belcher. Also, it doesn't get Kaldi down to a lower life total to where Molten Giant becomes a card as well.
Yeah, but now this Mountain Giant's in play, Kaldi's free to start opening up his resources and really dedicating to keeping the board under strict control.
And Powder here facing down this 8/8. He's at 20. He can't take too much damage from this.
Polar's going to get his board full, but he's going to face down that Sludge Belcher afterwards. Yeah, 2-roll.
He's going to be able to, use this in conjunction with the Abusive Sergeant if he wants to still be able to get in some damage here this turn as well.
Yeah, I'm going to roll over this Mountain Giant. You cannot leave that on board. And his board looking fragile, and you can tell Powder feels a little bit nervous about it.
Yeah, not the opening hand that he wanted in this game.
Oh,
he would have been punished by
gosh.
Hellfire, but it was just a little too slow here.
He's also about to get punished by his own card here. Dr. Boom into a big game hunter in this matchup. This is not going to be good for him.
Everything going Kaldi's way so far here.
Is he going to chew through this Sludge Belcher? Yeah, I totally agree with this. He's got to find a way to hedge his bets.
Yeah, he's got to get this game going in some way, shape, or form. He needs to get something going, and then, because he knows what he has on board now isn't going to win in the game. He can hope, but you have to know with this many cards in Kaldi's hand that he's going to be able to fight you from here, and you're going to be looking at a grueling battle.
Yeah, I mean, Kaldi's about to turn up the heat right now, too. Actually going to attack Boombots here. That's surprising to me. And what a role for Kaldi. Just absolutely anytime that you're in this position and you're set up with a defense, the Boombots hit face. That's exactly where you want them to go.
Yeah, the Pieces Archer are going to allow him to trade up this Boombot pretty well, but... Oh.
Yeah, trying to empty his hand so he can get to a spot where Doomguard is going to be profitable for him.
And he's going to take care of the slime here, this implosion. Gets the full four this time.
Gosh, but Shadow Flame waiting in Kaldi's hand, and there's a Molten Giant back behind that. This game is looking scary for Powder. He's got some beef in his hand. I mean, next turn, Lotheb and Defender of Argus, not going to be a joke. And then the Doomguard to follow that up. You know, we're looking at a potential push here. But if Kaldi recovers from this board state, this game is ended.
Yeah, do you think he has a chance to do something like Molten Giant Sunfury Protector this turn?
I think that's totally reasonable. That's exactly what he's looking at.
Yeah, he's going to actually push for damage here as well. Just make sure Powder has to... Well, he's going to take care of one of the 1-1s here, and Powder can shoot through. Maybe playing around, you know, Mal'Ganis a little bit here.
Well, Direwolf Alpha as well. I think it's a big talking point for this. You know, initially, Powder was able to clear this whole board, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, at this point, he's only able to clear the Molten Giant. This is actually a really important attack from Kaldi.
Could use the Defender of Argus as well here to chew through most of this.
This feels like another life tap to me. If he doesn't life tap, he's going with Defender of Argus. The next turn, he wants to Lotheb and Doomguard.
Yeah, he's out of a lot of his reach here as well. He's used the Power Overwhelming. He's used 2 Implosions here. So the only reach he's got left in his deck pretty much is Doomguard.
Yeah, that's a really big point, too. So making sure he maximizes as much damage as he can. This board state looking good for Kaldi. I mean, he's at 14. He's got plenty of ways to keep chipping away at this board. Again, if he recovers this state, this game looks fantastic for him.
Yeah, he can even take a little bit of a risk here this turn if he wants as well.
Twilight Drake.
Great pickup.
This does open him to Ironbeak Owl a little bit, but I think he's just totally okay with that.
Yeah, he's continued to use these Sunfury Protectors just to great things for him.
And now Powder. Not the worst set of turns, though.
Yeah, he can play out almost his entire hand besides the Doomguard here if he wants to, and then, you know, start to get really good Doomguards for the next couple turns because he should be able to play whatever he draws in his turn if he doesn't draw Mal'Ganis, and then start to get full value out of these Doomguards. Yeah,
Lotheb going to shut off most of what Kaldi can actually take care of in this game.
And do you play the Direwolf Alpha here?
Just going to get chewed apart. I don't think you can afford to play it. I think you have to hold it.
Yeah, you have to hold it because the thing, you know, A, getting it chewed apart, B, there are, you know, things like Shadow Flame and more Hellfires as well.
Doesn't look like he's fearing him. This actually kind of walks directly into a Shadow Flame.
Kaldi can get a great Shadow Flame off this turn.
Yeah, I fully expect that to happen too. I don't know though. He's got plenty of other options in his hand. I mean, you can play Lotheb and the Antique Healbot back behind this. Are you getting a better Shadow Flame than this game? Though?
Yeah, that's the hard part to think of, you know. But it's also hard to argue with Lotheb and the Antique Healbot here.
Just pad his life total.
Yeah.
Keep chipping away at the board. Force your opponent to be the one attacking. Yeah, I actually, you know, this board looks a lot better than the Shadow Flame than the Shadow Flame board would have.
Yeah, and you still have the Shadow Flame going as well.
There you go, Kaldi. Turn up the pressure on Powder. Start to shut off those hero powers. It's critical in this match, but what a draw from Powder.
Yeah. Great one here.
Where do you place this?
My shield for Argus.
And can he afford to trade in this spot? Does he have to go for face? I mean, he's looking like sort of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, this is a bad board state for him here. At least he gets to hold on to his Lotheb here.
He's about to lose his entire board.
You know, he's actually thinking about that now. He's like, do I need to make some more advantageous trades here? Do I need to take care of this Antique Healbot and this Lotheb? You know, do I need to just kill all of Kaldi's board so he has to play something to Shadow Flame?
You know, even if he does kill all of Kaldi's board, he's still got the Shadow Flame set up, whether it's with the Ancient Watcher or whether it's with the Sunfury Protector. I actually love the push for 5 damage. He knows he's got to get something rolling.
Yeah, second Antique Healbot drawn for Kaldi here can gain 8 more life. facing down a huge board here. It's a pretty good follow-up to some Shadow Flames.
I mean, he's got to sacrifice his Loatheb this turn, right? Unless he just wants to Shadow Flame the Emperor Thaurissan. Which I actually don't mind too much. If he Shadow Flames Thaurissan, he can run the Sunfree Protector over to the Doomguard. You're looking at 15 life, pushing 5 to the Dome, and you're the one with options in your hand.
Yeah, I mean, it puts a lot of stress on Powder. He'll be able to use his hero power going forward from there as well, and that's something that, you know, he could be thinking of. Do you just Shadow Flame this anti-heal bot?
If he Shadow Flames the heal bot, is he pushing face at this point? Shadow Flame is clearly getting used this turn. It's just a matter of where it's getting used. And I think 7 upstairs. I think it's totally fine. You're at 23 right now. Yep, shut off those hero powers, Kaldi. Love that he's turning up the heat. Understands that this is a card advantage battle. And Powder, I mean, he has to life tap. He has to go to 3, risk Dark Bomb, risk Hellfire, even risk like a Jiraxxus swing. He's going to be left with a Nerubian Egg and a 1-3.
Also, if he doesn't take care of this, if he doesn't take care of this Loatheb, the Iron Beak Owl is going to be lethal here. Oh, Dr. Boom, drama called here.
And Siphon Soul going to be able to back behind that. He's going to go with Ancient Watcher and Emperor Thaurissan, and this is going to threaten lethal over to Powder. Powder's got 1 life tap, but there's no way he's getting 21 points of damage for recovering this board.
Well, there's the power overwhelming.
No, that's it.
That's not going to be it. Yep.
He's going to try to fight as hard as he can, but in the end, Kaldi able to keep strict control over everything that's happening and push damage at the right times. The big factor in this game was Kaldi turning up the heat and shutting off as many hero powers potentially over the long haul as he could. He even draws Lord Jiraxxus to finish this one off. You may face Kaldi, but you also face Lord Jiraxxus.
Yeah, the Iron Beak Owl was also going to be lethal as well this turn.
What a game from Kaldi. Got a big sigh of relief for him. You know, took a 2-0 lead in this one, found himself in game 5, and then closing out a decisive game number 5 as well.